Hello and welcome to episode 44. This will be a look at Jidenna, an artist who has changed over time based on experiences he's faced in life. But it's not just about that, it's about how one presents themselves and how society, on the other hand, sees someone. These things indirectly have the ability to impact anyone's mental well-being, and that's what fascinates me most about him. His dad Oliver made it from rural Nigeria to MIT via a government fellowship. And when he came back, he created Azutech 800, one of the first computers to be manufactured in sub-Saharan Africa. They were once attacked by armed robbers, where they all had to run through the jungle. It was a traumatic experience for Jidenna that changed how he saw the world at only 5 years old. That feeling of bullets, blood and the jungle ambience all at once is not an easy vision to get rid of. In that last year before his dad passed away in 2010, his dad said, "If you're gonna do music, make sure you put a mirror to the world so people see themselves. Make sure you invent yourself. You invent music that's never been heard. Invent an album that's never been done. If you are not innovative, then you are not my son." And so later on, he listened to his dad's advice and he went to Stanford and became a teacher for a few years so that he could have a grounding and an understanding of the wider world. In 2015, when Jidenna released Classic Man under Janelle Monáe's Wonderland Records, it changed his life, to put it gently. Sampling Iggy Azalea's Fancy with that DJ Mustard sound gave it an easy listen for most people. It was more or less an unfamiliar song that was familiar to most people. And people can even link Smack That and I Wanna Love You from Akon to him. And then suddenly it's a song with a three-piece suit and pocket chain elegance that you're not only intrigued by, but something you want to listen to. And then the video was even stranger. A video where the protagonist saves a pair of youths from potential prosecution at the hands of the police through pure style and charm, with the aim to teach them that A, chemistry, B, chess and C, karate, all in the span of 30 seconds is what differentiates you. And it was a different way of telling people, listen, you can break free of systemic racism as well as police brutality by being elegant and mastering skills within yourself first and foremost. In 2017, his symbolism was expanded when he released The Chief. I liked the album because it was one of the few albums that had a poetic nature to it, with politically infused undertones. I think of Bambi and it makes me think I'm listening to an old soul track with reggae and hip-hop thrown into one. It's a West African style song that laments on the barriers keeping him from his love, while using the jungle as an analogy for characters in life. It's a very interesting way to repeat old tropes in a refreshing manner. The whole album, released on the anniversary of his father's death, emphasized one of his points about growing up. As a Nigerian boy, you have to make sure you honor the one that brought you in. Because you realize when you get older, you realize your parents. They were just a man, just a woman, trying to make it happen for you and doing the best that they can. I can feel his anger on Long Live the Chief or the ideals of respect mentioned on Trampoline. That's why this album really reeled me in initially. And then 85 to Africa arrives years later, bringing with it a new Jidenna. The three-piece suits replaced with a t-shirt into a high-waist trouser and braided hair. A representation of his music, with it stripped to the ideals that he best stands for. He's now got that newfound mission to inspire African Americans to find home wherever they go, inspired by his evictment in 2017 from an Atlanta mansion he was renting while the original owners failed to keep up with the mortgage payments. The whole piece is a reflection of cross-continental footsteps. You can hear Atlanta trap, but also Sufi music, polyrhythms of high-life music, and jazz thrown in. Jidenna here is more open than in the past. It's a flavor of his morality, his convictions, and also an acceptance of toxic traits that he's had. And he's admitting to us. If you're a listener of Jidenna, you know he's evolved. But that came from his environment and the things that he's seen all over the world. It's Jidenna trying to bridge the problem that those of his diaspora have. To be African American is to be African without memory, and to be American without privilege. As a child of immigrants myself, this feeling hits hard. He talks about simple topics on this album, but weaves them together to make it feel complex, for example using Mereba to give things from a female perspective, and I haven't heard that done in a while. Jidenna is not the best rapper in the world, neither is he on par with the best singers, but that's besides the point. His evolution is proof that the discovery of self is one of the most important journeys an individual can take. It's the whole reason we exist. He knows his early works became a gimmick for him. Now that he's strengthened his link with his heritage, he's found solitude in the very place that made him who he is.